to Disney California Adventure Food and Wine Festival. Are you having a good time? Yeah, that is what we like to hear. Well, I am so honored to be able to host you here on the Hollywood Backlot stage as we take you behind the menu magic and we explore some incredible culinary demonstrations. Now, throughout the weekends of March and April, we do have these different culinary demonstrations, tastings, and more. So if you want to fully explore this event, please go to disneyland.com/food and wine and check us out and come see what you can know and learn. So please, in just a moment, we are going to welcome Chef Alejandra Tapia. Now, she is a home chef who is best known for packing lunches and pushing the boundaries of creativity in her kitchen. She's originally from Puerto Vallarta, Jalisco, Mexico, and she found, represent? Yeah, over here, very nice. She found her passion for cooking at the very young age of 9, actually. She's been creating amazing recipes for her loved ones, which include her 2 boys and her husband. She enjoys experimenting in her kitchen and finding new ways to share her traditional recipes with a twist for the new generations to come. So everyone, please help me in welcoming to the stage, Chef Alejandra! With a little whisk.
I know this is my 3rd set. I've been buying ears in every park that I go. This is my first time here in Disneyland, so I think I deserve all the ears that I want to make up of all the years I never came.
That's perfect. Well, I hope we give you a good welcome.
Yes.
Good. Oh, I love it. So now what will you be making with us today?
We're gonna be making a fish ceviche.
Okay. Yes, that sounds amazing. Is this something you like to make a lot?
This is something that we make all the time, especially when it comes down to like food gatherings, family gatherings. Excuse me, family gatherings, like
also known as a food gathering.
Oh, yeah, you know, like sometimes you get unexpected guests at the house. You know, like they don't give you a heads up that they're coming, but you want them to eat. And ceviche is always the thing, easiest thing, super good, super easy to make, and you don't have to be in the kitchen. And you can have everybody help you cook or chop stuff. So everything will be done in like 30 minutes.
Oh, that's great. And I love that everyone can be involved in it too, because I think there's some kind of special bonding that happens when you are involved in a project like that.
Yes, for every birthday it's always like, hey, it's so-and-so's birthday, what are we making? Should we make a ceviche? And we're like, yeah, let's make a ceviche. So ceviche is something that I don't know, I guess it's special for us because it's always for a special occasion, birthday, family get-togethers. If you go to the beach, river, it's always a ceviche or an aguachile, and it's something I grew up eating a lot as a kid.
Yeah. So is what we're
going to start by cooking the fish and by cooking, I don't mean we're going to put it on the stove. We're going to cook it by using lemon or lime. So it's like you're cooking it with acid.
So does that take a while then?
It takes like about 30-40 minutes. I know there's people who don't really consider that cooking and they like to put it overnight, which is totally fine. Y'all can do that. 30 minutes for me is perfect. So what we're gonna start, this is I believe it's the bass that we got here. I'm not sure, but we usually use tierra or rockfish. Sometimes when, you know, worst comes to worst, we'll use tilapia. Not a problem. So we have little, big chunks, but we want to make them as little as possible so it can cook faster. And you can either cut it with your knife. By the way, if you guys can't see my hands or my nails,
the camera's a little far, but they are adorable. You can hold them up like this. I don't know how much.
I don't know if you can see them, but it's Minnie Mouse and Mickey Mouse.
It's so perfect. Perfectly themed.
So you have to like chop your fish as finely as you can, or you can use a food processor, or you can ask your fish market wherever you buy it if they can grind it for you. Do not ever buy the one that's already pre-ground because it's been sitting there forever. I'm telling you guys, it's been sitting there forever. So you're gonna finally chop your fish. Now, we're gonna pretend that I did that because I'm not gonna do that.
Because we have Disney magic here.
Yes,
yeah.
Disney magic. So we're gonna
pretend. Isn't that nice? If only we could bring the Disney magic to our own homes, kitchens.
I know, that would be so nice. All right, so the way we're gonna cook it is by adding lime juice. You can use lime juice or lemon juice, and you just have to make sure that the fish is fully, they can't see me, right? Okay.
Yeah, they can see up top up here, yeah.
All right, so the fish has to be fully submerged, and the only thing that you're gonna put in here is gonna be salt and pepper. I know not all the time salt and pepper with your food is allowed. You have to put more stuff, but this is the only time that we're gonna allow it. Sorry, the allergies here, I don't know if it's hitting you guys, but it's hitting me.
I think you're just getting choked up because it's like so exciting to be at Disneyland.
Yeah. Excuse me, guys.
The grinding pepper doesn't help it either too, you know?
I know. We're gonna use pepper. And the only other thing that I do add here is the carrot. I don't know why my dad says that that's what you add. And my dad is the king of ceviches, so we're gonna add the carrot only.
Is that how you got into cooking? Like, is this something that you shared with your dad and he showed you the ropes?
So my dad's a chef.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so my dad's a chef in one of our town is not that big, it's pretty small, but he was a chef for 33 years until the pandemic hit. At one of our most high-end restaurants in our town, which is Visalia. But they don't cook ceviches there. They cook they don't cook our type of ceviches.
Okay.
But he was a chef there, and he is, like I said, he's the king of ceviches. But in Mexico is where he would cook these, because we're from Mexico, and he was a fisherman, so he would always bring whatever he would bring. That's what he would make. So yeah, that's where we get it from. And then my mom's just like a cook. She just cooks. So everybody, it's like a family thing. My sister's here also, and she's also a cook. So she's.
Oh, that's awesome. Where is she?
With the ears.
Oh, also with the awesome ears. And the multiple phones. I love that.
Yes. Yeah. So every time we have like a group chat with all my sisters, there's 4 of us, and we have one that calls us for the randomest things, like, hey, how do you cook
that's you, Kaya.
ramens? Hey, how do you cook rice? And me and her like sitting there describing it, like, step 1, grab this. Step 2, I'm just gonna go to Panera. No, like I have to like sit there and be like, okay, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do that. No, I'm just gonna go to Panera.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
So, yeah. So there's only 2 of us who are like the cooks, and it's myself and my little sister, which I'm the oldest and she's the baby.
Oh my goodness.
And it's also her first time here.
What? Yes. Welcome. Yeah. We're on FaceTime. Oh, with other sisters?
With my other sisters.
Yay! It's sister time. I love that.
They were so jealous. They were like, why didn't you choose us? Why did you choose her? And I'm like, first of all, one of you already came here. The other one had plans to go to San Francisco, but she was mad because I didn't choose her. And it's like,
you know what you should do, because they don't cook? You should make them make their own ceviches, and then you taste test them, and then that's how you decide.
that is something that we all know how to make. Even the one that doesn't know how to cook, she'll make those.
Wait, so there's hope for me to be able to make.
Oh yeah, this is like one of the easiest things that you can.
That's awesome.
That you can make. So okay, we're gonna put this in the fridge for 30-45 minutes, and we're going to let this cook. Now, let's get a nice sized bowl. So we're gonna have our bowl here, and this looks not the business. We're gonna clean this up. So we have our bowl here, and with the magic of Disneyland, we have our cooked ceviche, our cooked fish here. So we're going to add it. You don't throw away the lemon or lime, whatever you use to cook, you just leave it there. Put this in here, get it out of our way. Oh, we didn't have the carrot, but we're gonna pretend. Okay, so we have our carrots, and then you're gonna go in here with red onion. When you're making a ceviche, red onion is the best way to go. We're gonna put everything.
Why is that? What is it about the red onion?
It's pretty.
Oh, I love that answer. Yes.
Pretty.
That is a great answer.
It's cute. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's colorful.
Yeah, it does. It adds dimension, definitely.
Yes.
The color is a huge part of food. So.
Yeah, and it's not too much. Like, kind of like yellow onion. So I think like for salads and stuff, purple onion is red onion. I call it purple because in Spanish you call it cebolla morada. So I always think it's purple onion, but it's red onion.
We got you.
Yeah. So depending on how you like your spice, you can use serranos or jalapenos. We also have cucumber. Now, let me show you guys real quick. I don't think I have a cucumber here. Do I?
The front.
It's in the front, they said. Oh, it's in the front right here, yeah.
So, or do we have a peeler?
Do we have a peeler? Yes, we do. We do have a, and now we get to find it. That's exciting. Okay, let me see. Let's do it. Y'all found the cucumbers so fast. Let's see. Wonder if we're playing like a game of hot and cold. Hot,
Or maybe
cold, colder.
All right, well, we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Hopefully I don't chop a finger. So we're just gonna, for your cucumber, you're going to peel it, obviously with your vegetable peeler.
I mean, you're doing a great job and you look really cool doing it. So.
You know what? You know what's funny is that I cook all the time, and I just recently bought my first can opener because I would open the can with a knife.
What?
And I would open it with the knife, and then I like open it all the way, and I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'm gonna cut
so
myself.
cool.
It's crazy, actually.
You're like, no, it's a poor choice.
Really bad, and I've done it a lot of times, but I've learned how to not get cut by like opening it with the, I don't know, just don't listen to that part of me.
That is wildly impressive.
Buy a can opener, guys. They're only like $1 or $2. So you're gonna split it in half, and then with your spoon, you're gonna remove the seeds because we don't want seeds in our ceviche. That's not cool. And all you need is a spoon to like scrape the seeds out. Why you don't want the seeds? I don't like seeds personally.
More of a texture thing.
Yeah, and it makes it look prettier without the seeds. And it makes your ceviche bitter, according to my dad. So you're just gonna remove the seeds, and then you cut, dice. You know what? This is a secret that my dad told me I had to tell you guys. When I told him I was gonna come and do the demonstration, he was like, "What are you making?" I was like, "Ceviche." He's like, "Did you tell them the secret?" And I'm like, "No, but I will when I get there." And he was like, "All right." So I don't know if you guys can see how my vegetables look, but they're perfectly small, diced beautifully. So the secret here is not even the fish. It's not, you can use whatever fish you want and you're gonna make an amazing ceviche if you cut your vegetables all the same size, small, little, same size. Now if you start making the fanciest fish and your vegetables are big old chunks, it's not gonna be the same. So according to my dad, that's the secret.
That's a good,
That's always
really
told
great
us that.
tip.
Yeah, it's like, tell them they need to picar la verdura fina, you know, I don't know. Translation, please. How do you cut it, dice it really, really nice and small, basically. So that's the secret. Chop
And you
your
keep
vegetables.
everything the same size, roughly.
Yes.
It looks like too.
Keep
Yeah.
your mise en place the same size, how Chef Amberelle would say.
That's a really great tip.
Yeah, so we're gonna add some cucumber, and we have cilantro. Whenever I used to work at a restaurant, cilantro was the thing that I hated cutting the most. And a lot of people always tell me, like, how do you cut cilantro?
Yeah, that's actually a really good question.
And you know what? I think you guys already did that here. But a lot of people think that the cilantro, you only use this part, and then you guys throw away the stems. All the flavors in the stems. So you guys are throwing away all the flavor. So I'll show you guys how to cut it. How I was taught to cut it. So basically, you're just gonna bend the cilantro, and you're gonna mix the leaves and the stems together, and you just kind of roll it, and then you start finely chopping everything as you go. As they're undoing themselves, you continue to roll.
So you're just always packing them down, kind of. Oh wow.
Something I used to do is I would just cut the cilantro, and then I would just start. Let me cut it all the way so it doesn't stay.
It's so pretty. It's so cool to watch how fast you use a knife.
You need a sharp knife also in your kitchen, guys, because it makes your work go by so much faster.
Would you say that's your favorite kitchen utensil, is a sharp knife, or what would you say is your favorite kitchen utensil?
I say a knife and my food processor, because instead of like cutting the fish with the knife, I would have just put it in my food processor, hit it in there, and you would have had a perfectly textured fish for your ceviche.
Oh, yeah. Good to know.
So that's one of my favorite tools. But when I used to cut the cilantro, I would just start going like that, like crazy, and until it got really small, and it kind of bruises the cilantro to where it starts getting wilted, like wet or something. Like if you put it away, it gets, that's what happens. So I only went through it once, and it's finally cut. Kind of like how the chef had it.
Wow.
I'm sure that's probably how he did it.
Yeah.
I remember one time I was invited to to help cater. It was another restaurant, and I was invited to help to be like a server. Mm-hmm. And I was in the back watching everybody prep, and I'm watching the guy cutting the cilantro. He's struggling, and I'm watching him, and I'm like, what are you doing? And he was like, I'm cutting the cilantro. I'm like, that's not how you do it. He's like, well, then you do it. And I'm like, out of the way. Yes. And I just start, and they're just like, I had them like around me. I was like, it's easy. You just go like this, and you start cutting. And they're like, okay. So they
were like, here's your chef's coat.
Yeah,
let's get you to work. Yeah.
She always reminds me, she's like, hey, do you remember when you did that? I'm like, I do remember, but it was like so long ago, so it's kind of like, eh. But yes, I do remember doing that.
I love that. That's a great moment, especially if he's like, well, let's see you do it. And you're like, all right.
Yes, he's like, let me see you do it. And I'm like, okay, move out of the way. So we have our tomato. They remove the seeds. That's a good idea. If you are trying to save money, you probably don't want to do that. You don't want to remove the seeds, because that's kind of like a waste. My mom doesn't allow us to waste anything, so I'm traumatized. If she were to see me do this, she would kill us. Yeah. And mango. Whenever I do ceviches and I invite my husband's family over, they always tell me like, hey, if you're gonna do the ceviche, can you not add mango? And I'm like, no, I am. Like, what are you talking about? Yes, I am gonna add the mango, because it gives it a sweetness. The ceviche is already like salty, citrusy. So the mango in there just makes you feel like you're at the beach at Puerto Vallarta, so come on. So you're just, add the mango.
Oh my gosh, and the colors on it are just gorgeous too. It just looks appetizing.
Yes.
Is this the first thing that you learned to make as a kid?
No, the first thing I learned how to make as a kid was eggs.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Eggs with chile, like huevo con chile, with like in a sauce kind of. That was the first thing that I learned how to make.
When did you realize that being a chef and cooking was something that you had such a strong passion for?
Well, I was born in Mexico, mm-hmm. And my grandma used to take care of us, and I'm the oldest out of 4 sisters. So in Mexico it's really different. They're really old school, and even though I was 9 years old, and I probably wouldn't do that with my 9-year-old, I had to be responsible for my sisters.
Oh, yeah.
So they would bring me into the kitchen and be like, you need to watch me cook because you need to help your mom with your sisters. So I would sit there as a 9-year-old watching my grandma cook, but we didn't have a lot of stuff to cook. We had just a little bit what it was to cook. So I would see it more like a challenge, like, okay, well, we have eggs for this whole week. Let me find different ways to make these eggs so my sisters won't get tired of it.
Oh, wow.
So it became more like a challenge. And now every time I'm testing something, trying something, it's fun, but it's like, okay, let me try to remake this. Let me try. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
So it's fun.
I think that's really cool, and it was born out of taking care of your family.
Yes.
And then now it's just you've created a talent and a passion for it.
Yes. And now I feel like it's kind of like a low-key competition. Like I'll see my cousins and stuff. Everybody cooks in my family, from my uncles, my cousins, everyone. So I'll see their posts on Facebook that they're like grilling something, and I'm like, okay, well, let's go to the store. We gotta go buy some stuff because we're grilling too. And it's like a competition now. Yes.
I want to come over to your family get-togethers. I bet those would be the tastiest get-togethers ever.
Thanksgivings are the craziest ones.
My
As
goodness.
kids, I remember our tables being full of food. Full of food.
It's the dream.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I know. So I know it really was. So we're like trained eaters, I guess.
Are your kids good eaters too, or are they?
My son, the 16-year-old, he is.
Yeah.
I take him everywhere. Whenever I come up with a recipe, I always go to him instead of my husband or anybody else because I feel like he speaks food language like I do.
Oh yeah.
So I'll be like, hey, what do you think about this, and that? And he'll like think about it and be like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Now my husband, he's not a foodie, so he eats because he has to survive, but it's not like he cares.
Food for fuel.
Yeah, it's like he's just eating because he has to survive. And my 2-year-old survives on pure air. Air. Like I try feeding him rice, I try feeding him everything, tricking him every way that I can, and he just doesn't eat. But he'll eat ceviche.
Oh, perfect.
He'll eat ceviche.
Perfect, right? So ceviche all day.
Yes, he'll eat ceviche.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, that kid. I miss him. I haven't seen him in 2 days.
Oh. We'll have to get him out here sometime.
So by this time, your ceviche should already be ready. Can you guys see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So by this time, your ceviche should already be ready. And we are missing something here. And
Yes.
we're missing ketchup.
Ooh, ketchup.
Yes.
All right.
So I don't know if
Get on.
you guys, when you eat fish ceviche, you guys have to put ketchup in it. I don't know if you guys don't, but you guys gotta put ketchup in it. And mayo. But I go up, I usually, what we do is we spread the mayo on the tostada, and then we put, obviously the ceviche, but we're not gonna do it like that today. We're gonna do it opposite. We're gonna put the ceviche
Ooh,
on the tostada.
that looks so good.
And then instead of just mayo, because that's boring, we have a mayo with chipotle. Just making sure you guys can see it. And then we're just gonna drizzle the chipotle
Oh my gosh,
mayo.
it looks so good.
And I don't think we have ketchup, but if that's something that you do put, ketchup and salsa huichol.
I don't think I've ever heard of putting ketchup on.
Have you guys heard of putting ketchup on ceviche?
Oh, look, it looks like a 50-50 almost. It's funny because
What about mayo? It's
Mayo,
a must.
yeah.
It's a must. Yeah, you have to. So I don't think we have ketchup. We don't have ketchup.
I don't think we have ketchup, but we have the mayo.
Okay,
so,
we have the mayo with the chipotle sauce and the avocado. And you have your tostada ceviche right here.
Oh, that looks
That's
so
exactly-
beautiful.
It's like, and this is a perfect recipe for you to make during the summertime also when it's so hot.
Oh my goodness.
It's so hot. You don't want to be in the kitchen cooking. Like, you just make this in 30 minutes and you feed people. Now, my husband, on the other hand, like I said, he's not a foodie guy. He eats because he has to survive. But unfortunately, he does not like tostadas.
Oh, is that where your 2-year-old gets it from, you think? Is from your husband?
Picky eaters, like that's, I don't know. I think their palate is still developing, honestly.
Yeah. But this is approved by 2-year-olds everywhere,
Yes.
just to let you know.
But
Yeah.
another way you can also eat your ceviche is with chips.
Ooh.
And he'll approve chips, but not the tostada, because whenever you bite it, it breaks. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know if he bites and he like bites really aggressively, and maybe that's why it's like shatters everywhere.
You tell him you need to calm down when you eat.
Yes, and it's
tostada.
like and we're eating, and it's like, how did you make all of that mess?
Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense to me. So he prefers his ceviche on the side, and he eats it with chips. So you can also do that, but you also have to hook it up with all the toppings
Dressing.
necessary.
Oh my goodness.
Which is the chipotle mayo and your avocado and your ketchup. Can't forget that either. So this is like 2 ways that you can eat the ceviche.
It looks so good. And what's kind of cool is I know you said that you can leave it in lime juice for, you would say 30 minutes, right?
Yeah.
But that you could do it overnight.
Yes.
Which that's nice too. Say if you are preparing for something big, you can do a lot of it the night before, and then the next day kind of get up and go with it.
Yes.
Which would just kind of make that transition for busy schedules, I imagine, a little
Yes.
bit easier.
Yes, it does make it easier, and I think it's more texture-wise. When you leave it longer, you can feel. I guess they mentally feel like they're not eating raw stuff because it's the longer you leave it, the harder it gets. Like the harder
okay.
it cooks more, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to me it's fine. 35 minutes, I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Like, I'm cooking because I want to eat now.
Yeah.
If I'm cooking anything overnight, it's probably going to be something I'm smoking or something like beans or something that I put on the crock pot. That's the only things that are going to be cooking overnight, and not a ceviche.
So is there something like, do you make sure your house always has mayo or always has ketchup? Like, what is the thing in your pantry or your fridge that you think
There's
can
always,
never go?
in my fridge, I always have to have tomato, onion, cilantro, and jalapenos, because with those things, I can make anything.
Yeah.
Anything. And then I cook a lot with, oh, we got ketchup.
Yeah! Chef Luis, everyone. The hero always. Yes.
You have to have ketchup. It just does not taste the same.
That's so, I've never put ketchup on.
No, you have to put
You have to. If you have learned one thing at Food and Wine, put ketchup on your ceviche and mayo.
Yes. The fish ceviche has ketchup. I don't personally like ketchup on the shrimp one. Do you guys put ketchup on the shrimp one too? No. See?
Yeah,
No, put
okay.
it on the shrimp one.
Yeah.
It's just on the fish one.
Now, when in talking about like your bio, you say you like to use traditional recipes and put a twist on it for the newer generations.
Yes.
How do you come up with that twist? I know you were saying earlier, you think, okay, what do I have that I can add to it? But what is it about the new generation that you think, oh, let me add a twist to that? How do you come to those?
They're hard to impress.
Oh, okay.
They're hard to impress.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
kind of like me, how I was like, mayo is boring.
Yeah.
And now we have chipotle mayo. So
Yeah.
they're really hard to impress, and I think you have to like step it up for them. So we had the chile relleno empanada here. And that's something that I tell my mom, like, oh, I had a chile relleno empanada, and she drops, and I go, what? A chile relleno empanada. So I think it's those twists that because I even got me when I was like, what? Chile relleno empanada? Like, I love making chile rellenos. Like, that's something that I have to try. And now I'm gonna go home and you guys are gonna see Nanajoe making her chile relleno empanada, because I am. And because it's just something that, I don't know, they're really hard to impress. So making these things for them and then making them easy for them to make and actually showing them how to make, I think that's where I come in.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. You're making it accessible for people to have these dishes at home, but also to find their own creativity, it seems like, within it.
And it's easy.
Yeah.
It's easy and fun. I know a lot of people get scared to go in the kitchen. My son, at the beginning, he would be really scared because he was gonna burn himself. And I'd be like, yes, you are gonna burn yourself. Like, don't go in the kitchen with the fear that you're gonna burn yourself, because you are gonna burn yourself a couple of times. I have burned myself.
Yeah.
I have cut myself. I have burnt food.
Yeah,
So
it happens.
It's not something you need to be scared of, because it's gonna happen. I mean, it's gonna happen.
That's what you learn from, right?
Yes, and you just throw it away and start all over again. Or maybe you see if you can save it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think that's great. So what's next for you that are you working on something, or are you?
I honestly want to do more of the cooking live with people. So, but not just necessarily just you guys watching me cook. I want you guys to cook with me. So I want working on something like that where you guys I can send you guys, a list of stuff for you guys to get for the weekend. And then kind of like a date night with you and your significant other. You guys are gonna cook with me, and then we're cooking together. You guys can ask me questions like, hey, why are you doing that? Why did you put ketchup? Okay, you're putting it because of that. So why are you doing this? Like, it's kind of like a one-on-one. She's like giving her hints. It's kind of like a one-on-one.
Are you like, take notes? We're doing this now.
He's like,
as soon
hey,
as it's available. Yeah.
So see, that's what I'm working on, because I want to be more one-on-one with them. That's what I want. And I see a lot of you guys here who follow me, and you guys are all excited, and I'm so happy and grateful that you guys are here, because I would never picture that this would ever happen.
Yes. Look at you.
Yes, I'm like really, like, I don't know, grateful, excited, and everything. So I want to do that for you guys, so you guys can have the chance to cook with me, and at the same time, catch a thing or two.
I think that's so exciting. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for this. Let's give it up for all of us.
Another thing that I also want to do is like, I really want to work with kids. I know it sounds crazy, but I want to work with teenagers, and I want to do like an after-school kitchen kind of thing.
Oh, that's
so
great.
whenever they're done with school, they can come with me. And again, they can cook with me. So they'll be like, we'll be making enchiladas or something, and I have the teens here, and I'm like, hey, you're gonna cut this, you're gonna do that. Peel my chiles, de-seed my chiles. We're, hey, go boil this, and then like, you know, at the end, we all sit down, kind of eat until their parents come home from work or whatever.
I
and then
love
like,
that.
how was your day? You know, like, oh, my teacher pissed me off because he did this. Well, you know, like kind of, you know, maybe advice that they don't want to hear, but they have a friend there and they have someone that can teach them a thing or two. But that's something that I really want to do, is work with teenagers, especially after school programs with them.
I think that's so, and you can then help create the new generation of chefs that will be inspired to create their own meals and their own menus from the things that they learned with you as a kid. I think that's an amazing aspiration.
Yes.
And so are you taking notes on that one too, right? For later, right? Yeah. That's so exciting. I think we look forward to having all of these experiences. I know I'm going to do your cooking thing when you do that too.
Oh, really?
I'm not a good cook at all. This I feel like I can do. I can work up to this. So.
Oh yeah, that's super easy. Anybody can do that. I mean, like we did it in the magic of Disney, but you can really make this in like 30 minutes.
Yeah, that's amazing. So I can't thank you enough. Let's give it up again for Alejandra. You are amazing. And then if you have any questions or would like to get her autograph, in just a moment she's going to be right over here. So stick around, say hi, give her a high five or something, check out her ears, and please check out our schedule at disneyland.com/food and wine for all of our other demonstrations and tastings. Tell your friends, and we hope to see you back here another time. Bye, everyone. Yeah.